All right, good morning. So, I was gonna make a quick video in my kitchen, but the kitchen's being occupied by a kid. So, when you're using these products, more so like when you use something for health or like wellness or whatnot, most people just like want to hurry up and like have the product and like chug it down, or like it's kind of like a get in, get out, go home sort of thing. And you miss the point that when you're in transition and you want to wire a product or something to a new routine, to a new, is that the way that I want to say it? Yeah. So for me, when I got the Arbonne products, I wanted to wire them to joy, to expansion, to this whoever I'm becoming kind of person, as much as I want them for their health benefits. Like I said, I was kind of experimenting with the health stuff anyways, getting to know the products. But what I noticed was when I first found Arbonne is that what I started to notice was how everybody else is like holding these green drinks, and they're like, you know, having all these drinks in their hand, and they're making these drinks while they do different things. And so I started to realize, it's the ritual. It's the ritual for them, and everybody else. Everybody has their own individual ritual. So for me, I kept watching them like shake the packet, and then some of them are really good at tearing them. I realized I wasn't, so I always have a pair of scissors by. And then they do that. Then the way that they open them and stuff, everything's intentional. And so that's kind of the thing to do when you're using a product to wire it to who you're becoming as much as you are for the health benefits. It's like you slow down, you get intentional of how you're doing it. Now, everybody's ritual is going to be different. I actually do things extremely fast or like speedy or clumsy or everything. And my ritual kind of is like, it looks the same, but it's not the same every time. But that's just me. Some things are very deliberate. So you'll see rituals in sports. You'll see some players, like I always use basketball as an analogy. When you get to a free throw, they actually teach you, get your routine. So some people like bounce the ball twice, get their feet work ready, take a big breath, and then they shoot. And they do that every single time because that's how you train your nervous system to do different things. I can see it in my son when he plays football and he gets into his position on the line and he does his little thing. And I see it actually if I watch all left tackles, they kind of all have a different variation of the same thing, which is kind of cool when you watch it. Whether people are conscious or not, they end up having rituals because that's how the unconscious and an embodied thing works. And so that's what this quick little video is, to kind of show you, to get you to do the ritual at the same time. If you try the products and you're in a time of transition in your life, and you know not only do you want them maybe for the health benefits, but you want to kind of have a quick way that will bring you back to yourself. Some people have breath work, like I take 3 deep breaths and it brings me back to me. Well, breath work is good and all. Sometimes I actually need to just drink something to like feel the sensation going down my throat and hit my stomach and all of that. So that's what I'm loving about the Arbonne products. I love the convenience of the little sticks. Not gonna lie, those make me as happy. So just picking up one of the sticks or like putting them in my purse and knowing that I have them at any moment to like run to, not as a crutch, but just to bring me back to my joy. So even making this video brings me back to a little bit of joy, right? So then you put it in. I usually back away because here comes the dust, which is fine actually outside because it turns out the dust is, the wind blows it away. Anyways, I'll have it in here because I have one of these at work, it seems, for the last month. Just to kind of halfway through the day at greens to kind of connect me back to my joy, to remind me that as a massage therapist, I'm also starting this new Arbonne thing, so it allows me to stay connected to that and not just get lost in the day-to-day grind of being at the spa and working. Not that the day-to-day is a grind, but sometimes just the same thing over and over and again can almost put me to sleep. So this wakes me up to remember, oh, there's something outside of the spa that you're working towards as well. Connects me back to that, connects me back to my ideas, connects me back to all those things. So whatever you're working on, this might. So if you're trying to connect to joy or peace or any of those things. In my world, I'm always trying to connect back to my world of synchronicities, where everything has meanings and signs are speaking to me and the universe almost comes alive. And like I could drive down the street and symbols start talking to me and I know what they're for. They don't make any sense to anybody else, but I know what they're for and I know what my, say, spirit guides are saying to me. So anyways, that's how I do that. If I'm at home, sometimes I have these new fancy glasses, which are actually plastic. And then I will say, pour the grains in. This just signals to my nervous system that we're probably at home. We're able to chill, and we're not on the go. So when I'm drinking it on this, I'm usually on the go. If I'm drinking it in this, I'm probably trying to just slow down, take it easy, chill. So you got to find what works for you. Test it out when you're in the beginning stages. That's, to me, fun. Who experiments? There's no right or wrong. Like, you'll find your glass that you get to it. And so one of the things as I like to do is to add the little fizzes to it as well. So this one is a pomegranate one that I'm adding to the citrus greens. One of the other things that I love to do is give myself another sensory experience, because hearing things brings me back to a whole new world. So as soon as I hear something fizzing, I stop. It connects me back to, listen to that fizz. You know, it's kind of like opening a effervescent can or something like that. I like the sound of fizz. I'm very audio sensory person, so I'm sensitive to sounds that are connected to felt sensations. So sounds will reset me faster, almost faster than like taking in an internal drink and whatnot. So the key through all of that is you got to find your ritual, find your rhythm, experiment, find the glass that you like, the bottle that you like. How do you like to shake the packet? Do you like to cut it? Do you like to rip it open? Have some joy with it. Play around with it. Enjoy the taste, obviously, of it. And that is how you start to connect who you're becoming. So it's almost like I connect with my future self. I don't know who she is yet. She's always around. And she's still doing Arbonne. And it connects me to her to kind of pull me forward so that I don't have to constantly feel like I'm trying to push and push and push through life. I know she's somewhere out there and she's pulling me forward to my next phase. So that is my video on intentional thing. Now, we'll see if I can get it sent to you.